These are the top 10 misunderstood cards of 2025. Not people that don't know the effect, it's just the effect either misunderstood or make people go, what the fuck is that? Or that does work like that for this year. So let's start off hot with number 1, my favorite Pokemon, Iron Thorns. So Iron Thorns has this initialization ability that turns off Pokemon with rule boxes except future Pokemon, turns off their abilities. So, seems simple enough, right? But some people misunderstood what rule box means. It means anything that has this little rule box you see at the bottom here. And by turns it off, it means it's no longer there. Meaning that if you have something like Frostlass, those Pokemon will not take damage because they no longer have the ability. Because initialization actually takes away their ability. So, this led to a bit of confusion a couple of times, as well as even early play, to me damaging my own Pokemon only, because it turned off the ability of all my opponent's Pokemon, and only my Iron Thorn was getting damaged. Also, many people will see Iron Thorns, knock out something, and then put Fez. Also, just added note to that, some people will decide that they are going to put up Cornerstone Mask to block the Iron Thorns. But Cornerstone says, say it with me, a Pokemon with a rule box. You know what happens? Initialization takes away its ability. So, fun start there. Then we're going off to our number 2, which is Mega Mawile. This is the only other Pokemon on the list. And of course, this one misunderstood by me and a few other people, because many people surrendered a few times on release with this, because of that second attack. If your opponent's active Pokemon already has damage on it, this attack only does 30 damage. If you just read it in passing, it sounds like this Pokemon has high damage, but it's in fact, it sounds like if this has damage on it, it does less, so it means you do 260 if the Pokemon fresh. The Pokemon you're referring to being Mega Mawile, but it's actually checking the damage on your opponent's Pokemon. So it only does 260 to Pokemon with full health. And that is a really confusing thing, because it's not good early game, and it's also not good late game, because it does not come in as a Pokemon that can revenge kill. So, again, what is the point in that? Then we'll go back to energies. So firstly, one that was heavily misunderstood, Legacy Energy. Legacy Energy, again, it's in front of us here. It applies all types of energy, meaning if you're playing with Monkey Dory or Okidoki, it counts as a dark as well as the psychic or rock or whatever typing you need at the same time. For some reason, the judge get called almost every single tournament because of this. But it's not just that effect, because you're another energy that has a similar effect, being our Luminous Energy right here, which confuse the shit out of anybody. But this had another reason, so you'll get to that after this. The other part that confuses people is knocked out by damage, meaning if you get poisoned, you don't get, they're still taking the 2 prizes or how much ever. You don't deny price of poison, you don't deny price for damage counters. Meaning this does not stop Alakazam, it doesn't stop poison, burn, it only stops damage. It doesn't even stop. And again, it's damage from an attack too. So it's not just plain damage. If you're on your bench and you kill it with Dragapult, you still lose, and that confused the shit out of a lot of people because they thought it was once the Pokemon get knocked out. But again, damage. So we move on to the other one, which is of course our Luminous Energy. And the confusion behind Luminous Energy was the same applies all types at the same time clause, which confuse like if it providing grass, then it can't provide the other ones. Like no, it provides all at the same time. Meaning for Monkey Dory, if you have a Luminous and a Fire, it can attack and it can move the damage because it provides a Dark for the effect and a Psychic for the attack. The other part that tripped up a lot of people was if you have a special energy, it provides no energy colors. It provides colorless energy, and they seem to forget that this is a special energy. So when you put 2 Luminous on something, you fuck up yourself. Honorable mention for Prism Energy, which does the same thing but only applies to basic Pokemon. And they put it on evolution Pokemon and they fuck up yourself. So lots of confusion with that. So that's why this on the list. And then let's go along. Alright, next we have the first supporter in the form of Briar. So let's read it together. You can use this card if your opponent has exactly 2 prize cards remaining. During this turn, if your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out by damage by an attack used by a Terra Pokemon, you take 1 more prize. That's a lot on it. So firstly, it only works if they have exactly 2 prizes. If they have 1, they have 3, they have 4, 5, 6, doesn't work. And a lot of times people get excited and forget at first goal and try to play it and like, no, you can't. Then, even when they have exactly 2 prizes, early play, people thought you could use it possibly with like Iron Thorns to take like a 4 prize knockout, and they get tripped up by it only works if they have a Terra Pokemon. And on top of that, it only works if they have 2 prizes. If they have 2 prizes and you knock them out with your Iron Thorns, it's going to win anyway. And yeah, so it's a very conditional-ish card, but still sees a bit of playing Dragapult. But again, early in this year, tripped up a few people. Because in the Heat tournaments and stuff, it wouldn't happen much on live, but Heat tournaments, shit happens. So let's go on to another one. We have Team Rocket's Watchtower, which to me is the most hilarious one on this list. Because Team Rocket's Watchtower, again, reading is pretty simple. Normal type, that's the symbol there, Pokemon in play, but yours and your opponent have no abilities. Shortest text possible. It's technically only 1 symbol and 3 words, and then reminder text, right? When you say this stops normal Pokemon's abilities, for some reason, everybody keep thinking it means basic. And you have to explain to them, no, not normal Pokemon, normal type Pokemon. And they go, oh, but I was saying basic Pokemon, so this go and stop the effects. You want to stop like Fez and thing. No, normal Pokemon. Yeah, but the Fez is a normal Pokemon. No, that's a basic. Oh, not basic, normal, yes, normally typing. So like Ursaluna, EX, and Hoot and all of that. And then so, oh, that's where it is do. And then, well, now it's basically a staple. But early in the format, that was one of the funniest shits in tournaments. Because as soon as it came out, I hunted for and put them in my deck because I knew this was going to be a gem. And I really hated fighting against Terravox. And this was my way to shut down Noctowl and Ursaluna and a few other little annoying pieces. And shout out to stopping EVX. That was good as well. So let's move on. Next we have Jammimg Tower. So Jammimg Tower then used to trip people up with the initial effect alone, but it was one particular interaction. The particular interaction that tripped people up was that when you have Jammimg Tower, the TMs don't go to the graveyard, they stay attached. And the reason it stayed attached is because the part about getting discarded is part of its effect. And if you read this, Pokemon tools in play attached to Pokemon have no effect. Meaning the effect of this card also would be stopped. So a lot of people didn't understand that and they thought it didn't make a difference, but it does because it keeps the tools attached, the TMs attached. So if in your opponent's turn they got rid of the Jammimg Tower, you would lose your tool in the end phase. And in your turn you couldn't actually play another tool on it because it wouldn't be discarded. Meaning you kind of jam your own Pokemon with the tool while Jammimg Tower is there. So, pretty niche, but again, led a lot of people, even online, with the very confused as to why the TM not coming off the Pokemon. And it's like, well, that's why. Next, another stadium on this list with Forest of Vitality. Very recent, and it was in person, not online, because online you could see the effect works. It was that this stadium allows your Pokemon to evolve on the turn they are played. And that clause, and that clause there, let's read it together. Each grass Pokemon can evolve into grass Pokemon during the turn they are played. You play those Pokemon except during their first turn. And Initially, you would think that that means that you have to be there one turn and then use it. That's like, no. It just means this doesn't work on your first turn, like your literal first turn. On turn 2, if you play a Bulbasaur from your hand, you can after Ivysaur and Venusaur one time. Make it body and then evolve all the way up. The clause about except during their first turn is just referring to a card do this on turn 1. And there is not referring to the Pokemon, it's referring to the player. So it doesn't work on either player's first turn. English is a hell of a thing. But again, had a little bit of confusion, but then everybody played online and realized you could do it. And then went, oh, that is how it is work. Or, I don't think it's work like that. That seemed like cheating. It is cheating. I don't like it. Then I played it and I was like, this feels good, but I feel bad for somebody. And next on the list, this is our 9th card, Team Rocket's Botherbot. Again, online, very simple, but you hardly see this online. So many people have not seen the interaction. In person, in tournaments, I love this. This is another one that just makes people call judges on me. I don't think it's work like that. Read the card, that what it does. Just take the Dragapult from the hand and put it in prize. And if you only run 20, put both of them in prize and just laugh. C'est magnifique. Read together. Turn one of your opponents, face down prize cards face up, and choose a card from your opponent's hand, a random card, reveal it, and you may have them switch those cards. The prize card remains face up. And just like so, you could put one of my cards in prize? Yeah. Why? Just because. Does that supporter? Nope, it's just an item. You could do this more than once? Yeah, 4 times. Would be 6, but you can run 4 in your deck. Feel like cheating. And our final card. And the confusion on this card isn't because the effect is confusing. It is again because the effect seems like cheating. And that is Grabber. Short and sweet. Your opponent reveals their hand, you put a Pokemon you find there at the bottom of their deck. Many people will confuse as fuck. Like, what, any Pokemon? Yeah, basic only? No, any Pokemon. Anything? Any Pokemon. To the bottom, yes. Also, the fact that one particular person was being a whiny little bitch, because this gives information, and that's why I love to use in my decks, allowing me to actually see the cards my opponent has in hand, so I can see what they're going to play next turn, minus the card they draw. So I can at least see, hey, you have a Iono and a bunch of things to use, you're going to use a Iono next turn. So I know how to arrange my plays, because I know I'm going to catch a Iono next turn. Or if you're seeing the boss in the hand, now you know, oh, they could boss, so I need to play around that. And it's an excellent source of gathering information. And again, you can look at their hand until you resolve the effect. So they can just hurry up and pick up the hand afterwards. Like, no, I'm still resolving the effect because I want to take note of the cards in your hand. So the one bitch that tried me that in tournament and call judge could fuck off. And that's it. So that's like top 10 cards here that really had people going, what the fuck this year. At least for me. Number 1 to me was Iron Thorns. 2 was mawile because I misread this thing to hell and back. 3 and 4 was Legacy and that Luminous for obvious reasons. And of course Briar, because in actual plays happened a lot. Botherbot and Team Rocket's Watchtower because very funny interactions. Jammimg Tower because of rulings. Force of Vitality simply because English is a hard language. And yeah, so if you want, you all can leave your most misunderstood cards or interactions in the comments below. Thank you. Have a great new year. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you all next year. Bye.
Again, thanks for tuning in. Fuck me, fuck this game. Bye.